He made promises. He made promises that he dishonored. He's harmed people. He hadn't paid. He doesn't care. He's continuing to do wrongful acts. He's not reporting properly. He's not paying properly. And now the grand jury finds that he's committed a new burglary.
Well,
He's in control of us.
I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
4 cases are called. You're St. Trent Millard or Millard?
Yes, sir, Millard.
Okay. Raise your right hand. Do you lower your hand? Okay. There are 4 motions to revoke probation and one in each of 2 defendant waive formal readings of these motions. Can we proceed in summary?
Yes, Your Honor.
There is no agreement here, correct?
Right.
Lord. Any waives formal readings of each of these, we're going to do it summarization. In this case, a motion to revoke probation was filed on February 16th of this year. It alleges in summary that on August 7th of last year, 2023, you were sentenced to 2 years in the state jail, probated for 5 years for theft of material aluminum metals. Do you understand what this alleges, and is that true?
Yes, sir.
Allegation 1 states you failed to report to the Jefferson County Probation Office on October 24th, 2023, and for the months of November and December of 2023 in violation of your probation order. Is that true?
Yes, sir.
2, you failed to report to the Jefferson County Probation Office on December 19th, 2023 for an administrative hearing. Is that true?
Yes.
3, you failed to provide verification of performing community service hours as required. Is that true?
Yes, sir.
You can be sentenced to no less than 180 days up to 2 years in this state jail. In summary, this alleges that on August 7th, 2023, in this court, you were sentenced to 2 years in the state jail, probated for 5 years for burglary of a building. Is that true?
Yes, sir.
The same allegations: 1, failing to report; 2, failing to report; and 3, failing to provide verification of performing community service hours. The same exact allegations as the previous case. Do I need to review those with you?
Sure.
And how do you plead to those?
Sure.
You can be sentenced to no less than 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail. Knowing that, do you insist on pleading true? Fine. Next case is a burglary of a building. Is a motion to revoke probation for theft of property. Each of those allege that you, on August 7th, 2023, in this court, you were found guilty, sentenced to 2 years in the state jail, probated for 5 years for those offenses, similar to the other 2 you've already pleaded true to. Is all of that true?
Yes, sir.
And the same allegations 1, 2, and 3 in each of these motions were alleged failing to report in 1 and 2 to the probation office for those months that we've alleged and gone. And again, I'm going to kind of be repetitive. Your probation can be revoked. All right. Now, what shall happen? What do you say?
Judge, just to put it to the court, and that's why there was no agreement. There's still large amounts of restitution in each one of these cases. There's approximately, I believe, $8,683.09 and 22.3. There's over 17,000, and there's 2,000 and 0681, and then $2,633.34 and 06. There's also a new burglary case that has not been filed yet, but received burglary of building case.
Well, I know what he hadn't paid. What has he paid?
He has not, excuse me, he has not paid anything.
Not one thing. What should we do?
Well, Your Honor, my suggestion would be to now that he's got his plea for true, hold off on any sentencing, release him back on probation, and let's check in like 3 months to see if he's making payments and doing what he's supposed to do. If he is, then let's just keep him on probation or keep him do the check where we do before. We keep him, bring him back, make sure they're doing what they're supposed to do. And if he doesn't make payments or disappears, then you have to you've already got a plea of true at that point. And then put him on some kind of high caseload or whatever the probation department wants to do.
And I guess the state, Your Honor, would argue for that defendant be revoked in 2 of the cases and just add that restitution to the 2 remaining cases and have him sentenced to state jail on the 2 of the offenses, and then remain on probation on the other 2 offenses when he's
Problem with that, Your Honor, is that means it's gonna be longer for him to be able to get the restitution paid. It's also gonna make it harder for him to get a job once he has a conviction. So this is regular probation.
What's ironic
regular
about it
probation.
is I'm not really in control, nor are y'all. He is. And that's the tail wagging the dog.
And that's
in
why,
this situation, which I don't like.
and that's why I
No.
suggested the 3
He,
months and come
he
back.
made promises. He made promises that he dishonored. He's harmed people. He hadn't paid. He doesn't care. He's continuing to do wrongful acts. He's not reporting properly. He's not paying properly. And now the grand jury finds that he's committed a new burglary.
Well, I don't
Really,
I don't think,
he's in control of us now. We're going to use his word that now I'm going to do the right thing. He hadn't cared. You hurt people. You victimized people. You don't care. You don't care.
Your Honor, I think the only thing I would correct is the grand jury has not indicted him on a new case.
I thought you said that.
That's, we have received it,
See,
Your
there
Honor. It
hasn't
hasn't
been
been
a grand
indicted
jury.
yet. We
Oh,
just, it was
I
just,
misunderstood.
it was very recent. It was from June the 24th is
So
the
we don't know
offense,
if the grand
alleged
jury's
offense
going
date.
Oh,
So,
okay.
yes.
All right. Well, then you're presumed innocent.
Right. Exactly. The grand jury hasn't even looked at it, Your Honor.
Taking all that back, it still doesn't matter. He's still in the same position. He made promises he hadn't kept. Promises under oath that he hadn't kept. I mean, not one bit. So why would things change now?
I think he has a better understanding, and if you'd like to talk to him, he can explain kind of why he disappeared for a while, Your Honor, and didn't do what he was supposed to do. And he admits that the reason he pled true to it, he hasn't tried to avoid that. Because I believe he was right
How long have you
after.
been in jail?
Sir,
How long have you been in jail?
this time, since May 15th,
So he has the ability now, Your Honor, to once he gets out, he can get to work, start making.
How much time does he have credited?
Really run the numbers.
Not much for me to play with. He's got credit for 173. I can only sentence him 180. I mean, he's in control. He's got the leverage, not me. That's not supposed to be the way it works.
Plus,
And meanwhile, people are harmed, and
they need to get paid back.
then between you don't seem to really care about others and the flat failure to do anything while on probation, literally anything. I'm supposed to give you another chance because you're so well-meaning. No,
Your Honor, I would suggest.
I
that,
only wonder, can I stack these? Which is what I'm inclined to do. Stack them all. You got 4, that'd be 8 years, right? Then he'd have to pretty much do the 8 years. And this is the perfect case for that. The circumstances fit this more, about as much as anything I've seen in 17 years.
Except, Your
And I
Honor,
think the people would be dancing in the streets
the problem is
in
there's-
glorious celebration of justice being done in this case, because that is more than fair.
at that point, Your Honor, the restitution would still be owed. You might take a judgment against him, but
Mhm.
you're not gonna get the money back. And that's the problem versus.
It's just as much owed as it was when he made a promise to pay last year. So there's nothing there. It's, he hadn't cared. And from probation, I hadn't even, I mean, your input is what?
Excuse me, Judge, he only reported one time and that was it.
Since, since August of last year?
Yes, sir. He reported on September
Going on a year.
23, and that was it.
That was it. Anything you want to say? You have a chance to be heard.
well, I got a electrician job whenever I get out working with my dad, making decent money. And whenever I got out last year, I only had a job making like 23 hours a week and I was only getting paid $10 an hour.
So what did that have to do with you not reporting? Not to bore you, but I went through school, worked 3 jobs and went through school, law school. 3 jobs. And if I can do it, anybody can do it. I mean, I'm not Superman. So they're whining about, I can't get a job, doesn't work, or I can't get enough. That goes just like that. It means you're too lazy or you don't give a flip. That's what it means, because they got jobs everywhere. I think 8 years is right. on this. Anything else to add? On
I
anybody?
just kind of reiterate my question on that, to take his plea, wait for 3 months, see how he's doing, and then make a decision at that point. At least give him a chance to make some payments and do what's right for these victims. I think that's the.
All right.
And then if he doesn't, then 8 years is gonna happen, and he knows that too now.
All right, I'm going to make the following findings. That there is sufficient evidence supporting these motions to revoke probation in each case. Literal, absolute failure to follow in his requirements in these probation cases that we leniently dealt with him on and gave him a second chance to atone. Each of those result in a sentence, a potential sentence in each case with a revocation based upon failure to follow the terms and conditions of probation, as in this case, result in up to 2 years in the state jail. And up to 2 years in the state jail on each case to run consecutive to each other is what is just and fair in each of these cases. Do you understand, Mr. Millard? I'm going to continue. I'm going to give you one last chance. And I'm going to review this every 4 weeks. And if you fail to impress me significantly each time, we're going to pick up just where we left off, and it's 2 year, your probations are revoked, 2 years confinement in state jail, and those will run on top of each other. So that's 8 years. And you know what the parole is, or they're nothing. It's nothing for a state jail. So I'll see it every 4 weeks, and please report from probation any failure. 100% failure is not an option. It's an option, but it's a tragic option for you.
Ma'am, you were charged with 2 counts of assault. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine on each of those cases. We are going to do probable cause.
On November 29th, 2024, officers were dispatched to an apartment complex regarding a disturbance and unknown weapon call for service. Upon arrival, the officers met with 2 complainants and a witness who advised that the defendant is their cousin. The first complainant advised that after the defendant called her downstairs, the defendant pulled her hair and pulled her to the ground. The defendant then assaulted the first complainant with a closed fist multiple times on the left and right side of her head, causing pain. The second complainant advised that after she saw the defendant kicking the first complainant's head, she attempted to stop the defendant. However, the second complainant was hit from behind by a second defendant with a closed fist on the left side of her face, and then proceeded to get assaulted by both the defendant and a second defendant, causing her to feel pain. The witness stated he was hit by the second defendant when he observed both complainants getting assaulted and attempted to separate the parties from fighting. The witness advised he saw the first defendant hitting both complainants with a closed fist and kicking them in the head and on the body. The defendant admitted to assaulting the complainants, and the officer observed visible swelling and markings on the complainants' faces.
Is there a co-defendant?
I couldn't see anything connected, Judge.
No, Your Honor, there's no connected cases, Your
Yeah,
Honor.
so I spoke to one of the complainants yesterday because the other one only speaks Spanish, so I can only speak to one of them. And she said that for some reason, the police only filed charges on this defendant because she admitted to it. I believe is what happened, but also, Judge, I just wanted you to be aware that there were major injuries sustained by the witness and one of the complainants, and they were all checked out by HFD and all were checked out by HFD, and 2 were transported to Memorial Hermann Hospital Southeast for further evaluation.
I mean, serious bodily injury to where a felony can be filed?
It depends. I need to request the medical records, Judge.
Was alcohol or drugs, did that play a part?
Not from what I'm aware of, Judge. It just seems like the defendant came to their father's home, which is where the complainants were, and then demanded that one of the complainants come outside and then she started beating on her.
Is there a familial relationship? Because it's charged as just an assault. Was it a
So-
family member?
So the two complainants and the witness are all siblings, and they're cousins with this defendant and
Yeah.
the two others that were involved on the other end.
Yeah.
So it is a family relationship, Judge. The complainant does want no contact and to license restriction.
Okay. Ms. Moreno, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm ordering you now as a condition of your bond not to have contact with any of the complaining witnesses in this case. I'm ordering you not to go back to this location, and I'm ordering you not to be in possession of weapons. How old are you, ma'am? You are 17 years old. Are you a United States citizen? I'm ordering you not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, or unprescribed controlled medication. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're using, I'm telling you now, I'm going to put you in jail. If you don't have anyone to pony up 5 to 10,000, you're going to be stuck in jail. I don't want to have to do that, but I want you to understand that I'm going to protect my public at all costs. Do you understand? You know what? I'd like to send up for a drug test right now. I'm sending you for a drug test. If you fail the test, if you fail to come back, I'm going to issue a warrant for your arrest. You understand? I'm going to have you go take a drug test. We're going to have you come back, and then I'm going to have you talk to a lawyer here momentarily. Do you understand? Come back, because if you don't, I will issue a warrant, man. Okay, just take a seat, man.
So that was that. I thank my subscribers for staying to the end. I appreciate you guys choosing me to hang out with most every day for 20 minutes or so. I really am humbled by you guys doing that. And I really like that. What I read in the comments by my subscribers, when I get it right, I really, really do. It makes me smile. And hopefully, every now and then, I can do that for all you guys too. So until then, stay safe, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. And if you are looking for another episode that has all the boring stuff cut out and gives you just the good stuff, then here a couple that may interest you. Enjoy